Good evening, everybody. Hello, and welcome to another one of our live sessions. My name is Adrian Montano. I'm a trainer and excellence coach at MindGrasp, and as you might tell by the description I made for this video, I'm a complete nerd. Well, those of you who personally know me already are aware of that. I've studied classical languages and literature, classical Greek and Latin, and that has significantly shaped my worldview and influenced me into doing what I do today. So that is part of the idea for the name for this that I came up with for this current series, namely Hypnosis about hypnosis. So dispelling some entrancing misconceptions. Now, gnosis is the Greek term for knowledge. And my purpose with this notion, oh, hello, Raluca, welcome. My purpose with this series is to dispel some very common misconceptions about hypnosis and show how it actually works and what it can do to benefit you. The idea came up for me as, well, very often when I introduce myself to people and I start telling them about what I do, that I work with hypnosis, that I also train people to do hypnosis and to use it to make meaningful changes in their own lives and other people's. When I start telling people about that, oh, hello Valeria, welcome along. They very often say, "Oh, what are you going to do? Are you going to hypnotize me?" And we laugh and laugh, and it's a funky joke, but at one point I sort of got tired of it, and I started preparing some retorts, some comebacks to this recurring jest. And so one of the things I started telling people, jokingly at first, as you will see, is, well, how do you know you're not already in trance? And it's funny in a way. It's part of what we would call, and this is something we approach in the NLP Master Practitioner course, sleight of mouth. So very powerful reframes that can completely turn a thought pattern on its head with humorous effects, but also with powerful change impact. So I say it as a joke, but it's actually something very real, and it's one of the main misconceptions about hypnosis that most people have. They think that trance is a significantly different state from what they currently experience in their everyday lives. And that's simply not true. In fact, one of the founders of modern day hypnotherapy, and he was the main person who in the United States took hypnosis from being just, a sideshow attraction, something people would go and see at stage shows. He turned it into a fully accepted therapeutic practice that was properly regulated and carried out with positive effects. That was Milton Erickson. And Milton Erickson would say about hypnosis, well, is there really such a thing as outside of trance? The question isn't whether you are in trance or not. The question is, whose trance are you in? Or whose trance are you on? Are you in a positive, uplifting trance, or one that's less so? Because, if you've ever, let's say, dozed off in front of the television, up to the point that you might just even have a small dribble at the corner of your mouth, that's trance. Hello, Roxana, welcome. If, let's say, you've been driving and you realize that you've missed your turn and you end up, keep going straight towards a completely different destination than the one you originally had in mind, that's also trance. If you find yourself, hi Ioana, hello. If you find yourself working on a project or whatever it is that you're doing, and at one point it's as though, let's say, your fingers on the keyboard have a mind of their own and you click on the screen as though on autopilot. That's also a trance. Or if, and I think everybody's had that experience, if you find yourself caught in a very enthralling conversation with a friend, or especially someone who's a romantic interest, and the outside world, the surrounding world, just completely seems to fade away. That's also trance. Oh, hello, Krina. Welcome. That is the experience of trance. And it's such a common everyday experience that if you were to learn how to deliberately go into inner directed trance, which is what hypnotherapy is actually concretely about, then you would be surprised to discover it's a very familiar experience. And in fact, what Milton Erickson kept on saying was the only point of hypnotherapy and the only the role of the hypnotherapist is to guide you into taking ownership of your trance, going into trance deliberately, and doing so in order to gain better communication with your unconscious mind. Hello, Andrada. Happy for you to join us. So what he added, and one of the main themes in his activity, he said, and he was a medical practitioner, so he called the people he worked with patients. He said, my patients are only patients because they've lost contact with their unconscious mind, because they've lost rapport, the natural connection with their unconscious mind. And so that leads to a feeling of alienation, and that leads to a whole series of misplaced emotions, behaviors, all improperly contextualized, and for people really not getting what they want in their lives and being inadequate with respect to their environment. So the purpose of hypnotherapy and the purpose of the deliberate process of going into trance is simply learning how to get back into rapport with your unconscious mind, so that you can operate at the level where emotions and behaviors and everything that we do basically in our lives, from our basic physiology to all the strategies that enable us to live and thrive in our environments, so that we take ownership of it and we make the meaningful changes that we might need if we realize those behaviors or those patterns actually don't serve us. So this leads me to another one of my misconceptions, and please, you're going to have to stop me because I could be here all night. Another one of the misconceptions that people have about hypnotherapy is that it's a process of giving away your power or being controlled by someone else. And so when people tell me, oh no, you're going to hypnotize me, they're actually expecting that I have some form of power over them. When in fact, the whole point of the process of trance induction, teaching people how to go into trance, and guiding them through it with empowering suggestions, the whole point of the process is actually to realize that you've got the power over your perception and that you are in control of your focus. You're in control of what commands you choose to follow or not, which is what the trance induction process is about, and that's how it works. And also regaining power over, oh, hello, Christina, welcome. Regaining power over yourself, your behaviors, and understanding you're the one at the helm of your own ship. So you're the one steering your own course through life towards whatever destination you have in mind. So it's up to you to realize, well, if the winds are blowing in the wrong direction, maybe I can adjust the sails, maybe I can adjust course, maybe I can find a different maritime current that will steer me on a varied path. Oh, hello, Andrea, welcome. So these would be the two main misconceptions that loads of people have, well, some of the misconceptions that people have about hypnosis and about trance, namely that it's a process that is being done to them rather than they're doing it, and that trance is a very different experience from their everyday occurrences, when in fact trance is all around us and all throughout our current experiences. It's only a question of where exactly is it directed to, and does the content of trance, does the focus of it benefit us or not? So I will be glad to keep sharing with you, and this is what I'll be doing over the next few days, the process, well, the benefits of the process of hypnosis, and especially how it can support you in taking control of your behavioral, emotional patterns and allow you to get rid of long-held issues. But what I'd most like to do, and actually had a post earlier today about it, would be to give you, well, at least the people, those of you who are in Yash, where I am right now, the experience of how hypnosis works and what are some of the deep trance phenomena that it can enable. This sometime this week. So if we get enough of a group, it will be my pleasure to guide you through it and talk some more about it. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining me tonight. It has been my pleasure to address you once more, and I wish you an entrancing evening. And until next time, here's to all the best. Bye.